As now as the hour goes to the 2,000 metre mark, and the mare leads by 2.5 lengths of one. Westminster Place third the inside. Nice generous pace here. 2 lengths Sky Trist, more than 2 lengths Pinteri Boy, Navajo Flash, a couple of lengths to Son of Redmond, then Alpha Amadi, 1.5 or 2 to Real Zeal, 1 Berserk, and 2 lengths further back is Radira, True and Easy, 2 Dance Away, 1 further back in the field, Noble Ben Barra, next to last is Galaxy Jack, and Streak is last of all. Out passing the 1,600 metres, and here now is the hour. Scoots away, opens up about 5 lengths on Zabuan and Westminster Place on the rail. 1.5 to Sky Trist, followed by Navajo Flash. 1 further back in the field then, as they go out to the 1,400, Son of Redmond on the inside of Pinteri Boy. 2 lengths Alpha Amadi, Real Zeal, 1.5 Berserk, and they're followed then by Radira. Next is True and Easy, 1.5 Noble Ben Barra, Dance Away, Galaxy Jack, and Streak is still last of all. At the 1,200 now is the hour. The margins increased. She's out now by about 6 or 7 lengths. Zabuana's second. More than 2 lengths further back in the field, Westminster Place, 1 Sky Trist, 2 Navajo Flash, 1 Pinteri Boy, Son of Redmond, 2.5 Alpha Amadi. Behind them, Berserk and Real Zeal. They're well strung out. 2 lengths Radira, followed by True and Easy. 3 Dance Away, Noble Ben Barra. Streak is still back towards the end when they came down the side at the 800 metres. And Galaxy Jack is back last of all. Now is the hour. She leads by 5 before the turn. Zabuana's second. 3 lengths Westminster Place, Sky Trist. Pinteri Boy to the outside. Then came Navajo Flash. Alpha Amadi pulling wide. Son of Redmond's had enough from Berserk. Now as they corner, Streak pulls right to the extreme outside. Now is the hour. Heads to the 400. 3 on Zabuan. Pinteri Boy, Sky Trist. They're followed by Navajo Flash, Alpha Amadi. Streak is still a good way back. They're reaching the 300. Zabuana's race clear. Opened up 2 or 3 lengths. Navajo Flash coming home well from Sky Trist. Pinteri Boy with 150 to go. Zabuan the leader. Coming after it, Navajo Flash. Navajo Flash after Zabuan, who's kicking. Zabuana half in front. Navajo Flash lunging. Zabuan in front. Won it. Zabuan ahead to Navajo Flash. 3 lengths Sky Trist third. They're followed in by Alpha Amadi. And back behind those to finish in the race, Son of Redmond and then Streak. Followed by Pinteri Boy, Real Zeal, True and Easy, Radira, Galaxy Jack, Berserk, Noble Ben Barra. Now is the hour. Westminster Place. Dance Away is last to finish. Number 10, Zabuan, written
Light should come on any tick. Nothing happening at the moment, though. Globe Derby Park for harness racing fans tonight. Now we're right. The light's on. And away they go. Caught them pretty well, bar Sweet Summer, who missed it slightly and has now got a lack of speed to catch up for the moment. And Ministerial King was away very well. And also Colonial Ballad showing good early speed, and Currency Road working up. Now coming across them out wide on the track, Colonial Ballad is working up to be a leader. Wingfoot is up on the speed with Ministerial King going after those. Knight's Passage back along the inside is just settling off the speed. Satchmo's up on the outside, and up there between horses was Stack as they move along the far straight, and they were followed back behind those then by Sweet Summer. Satch and Rasher as well back at that point. Now back to the leaders, and the leader is Wingfoot. He's taken over from Ministerial King on the outside. Satchmo now goes to second. Ministerial King relegated to third, followed by Stack on the outside of Colonial Ballad. They were followed by Court Dancer, then came on the outside Currency Road, the inside Knight's Passage as they move onto the side on the outer track, and they were followed further back in the field then by Kipling, with Kipling next over on the outside Rigmarole, pushing up on the inside Sweet Summer, followed by Kandahar, Prince Phoenix. Swift Zapper is second last, and Rasher is last. On the side they race now with about 900 to travel, and Wingfoot by a couple to Satchmo travels up second. Stack ridden along to third. Ministerial King fourth. Currency Road, Court Dancer, Kipling joins in out wide with a nice run. Back on the inside Colonial Ballad, then the stablemate Swift Summer, followed by on the outside of those Knight's Passages. They turn for home for the long run in, but it's still Wingfoot travelling nicely, 3 or 4 in front. Second Satchmo now under pressure. Down the outside Currency Road. Now Kipling is starting to put in long strides. Then Knight's Passage behind those, and Prince Phoenix. Wingfoot at the 400. He's getting a little bit tired. Trying hard Kipling on the outside. Is he going to find form after a long lapse? Kipling, he has. He's raced to the front now. Prince Phoenix second. They were followed then by Court Dancer, but only struggling from Kandahar and Knight's Passage. It's Kipling in front. Oh, golly, he hasn't won since Noah was a pup, but he's going to strike it today. Winning form, that is. Kipling wins by about 1 3/4 to Prince Phoenix. A similar margin, Knight's Passage, Kandahar, Court Dancer, Sweet Summer, Swift Zapper, Currency Road, Ministerial King. Wingfoot, well, there's some concern if he will find form after that. He's knocked up very badly. They were followed further back in the field behind those then by Rasher. It passed a few, Rigmarole, Currency Road, then Prince Phoenix, followed then by well back Colonial Ballad and
Willie Watt moved up into the gates. Command Post and Bisca Go-Go the last two to move along. Bisca Go-Go coming into the line, and the last to move along then will be Command Post. Drawn the outside, field of 10. Good race. Nearly set. All in. All clear comes through, and they're off and racing now. Oh, Vetivi is slow to move. Settles at the back after missing it 2 lengths. And Our Savant shot away in the early part and leads 2 lengths. Willie Watt second. Bisca Go-Go third. Lucky Strikers fourth. Command Post settling fifth. And a length away sixth, Make a Scene. And then Sagacious Lad, followed by Bountiful Sun, Vetiver, and Litmus last of all going past the 1700 metres. Our Savant is going along early, leading more than 2 lengths to Willie Watt. Bisca Go-Go 2 lengths away third. Lucky Striker fourth the outside. About 3 lengths further back is Command Post and 1 Make a Scene, 2 Sagacious Lad. Vetiver on the inside of Bountiful Sun, and a couple of lengths away Litmus. They're not sparing the horses by the 1400 metres. Our Savant about 3 lengths in front of Willie Watt. A similar margin, 3 to 4 lengths away. Lucky Striker is third. Bisca Go-Go is fourth. 2 lengths further back in the field is Make a Scene, running fifth on the outside of Command Post. 3 to 4 lengths behind them Sagacious Lad, Vetiver, and then came Bountiful Sun, and more than 2 lengths to Litmus back last of all. At the 1,000, Our Savant the leader. About 3 lengths to Willie Watt and 4 lengths to Lucky Striker. 1 to Bisca Go-Go, 1 to Make a Scene in a good place. Command Post on the rail. 1.5 Bountiful Sun, who comes out 3 wide now. Vedivere on the rail from Sagacious Lad and Litmus. Our Savant leads the field before the home turn. 3 lengths to Willie Watt, 2 lengths away is Lucky Striker and Make a Scene, making ground on the outside. Clear of Bisca Go-Go, Command Post. Vedivere still a good way back on the rails, coming around the home turn. Oliver trying to take the shortcuts. Then Bountiful Sun, Litmus coming to the outside in front of him and Sagacious Lad. They're in the straight now at the 400. Our Savant being tackled by Willie Watt and Make a Scene. Vedivere has come up behind them and is starting to run on in the red colours now. Inside the 3, Our Savant headed by Willie Watt on the outside. Make a Scene a length away and a further 2 lengths to Vedivere. Willie Watt the leader with 100 metres to go. He's kicked out by 2, little Willie. Vedivere getting to second. Make a Scene can't go on, but Willie Watt is in grand form and wins again. Willie Watt beat Vedivere, Make a Scene third, and then Litmus running on from last for fourth, followed by Our Savant, Bisca Go-Go, Lucky Striker, Bountiful Sun, and next Command Post and Sagacious Lad last to finish. Number 2.
The line was Flickering Fire, going up very smartly as Techniques and right up with the leaders as they settle down. Gift Tenery, My Halo Broke Palaya, then Staging followed by Confer Sash, a length Camino Rose, and then Caniana on the inside of Rubicall, followed by Bonanova, Rainbow Bubbles, Dancina, Trina is second last, and Lucy's Way is the tail ender. Down to the 1,000 in the Coolmore Classic and Flickering Fire, 3/4 of a length on Gift Tenery. My Halo Broke on the outside in the third spot from Techniques. The inside, Palaya wide. Staging the middle, back on the fence. Next is Confer from Rubicall Sash. A length and a half further off in the field is Caniana, and then comes Camino Rose. Rainbow Bubbles is caught wide out, a little over a length in to Dancino the inside. Bonanova third last, second last Lucy's Way, and 2 lengths to Trina. The 16 of them coming down to the 500, approaching the corner and Flickering Fire. A length and a half on Gift Tenery. My Halo Broke. Techniques is over on the rails looking for the run through, and then Staging Palaya, followed by Sash Rubicall. On the outside, Camino Rose, and Bonanova is starting to unwind, but Flickering Fire at the 200. A length and a half. Techniques getting right up on the inside. My Halo Broke, Camino Rose, and Bonanova right down the outskirts of the track. She is coming quickly. Camino Rose hits the front. Bonanova giving chase. Camino Rose in front. Camino Rose beat Bonanova. Reckon Rainbow Bubbles third from Palaya. My Halo Broke, Sash, and then Flickering Fire. Techniques followed home by Trina. Then came Cania. The further back in the field was Staging with Confer, Rubicall, Gift Tenery, Lucy's Way, and Absolute in the field was Dancino.
Is Messiah, and Messiah is too good. Messiah wins by 3.5 to either Chief Speed, Magic Bond or Harlem Angel. A gap to Raging War, followed by Fujiyama, Musandan. Well back was Bangor Bay, and Directions has run last.
And Manetti has worked to the front now. Manetti shows the way in the Advertiser Adelaide Guineas by a length and a half, and Finis Gold second, joined on the outside by Dantiara. Also going on with it, Mr. Travolta's looking for the lead. Sus eases back behind them. They were followed by Nina Haraka, Parak Gold around them. Love's Choice goes on out deeper. Back in behind that division came My Eagle, followed with Black Glamour the outside. They were followed by Ras Brightier on the inside of Finis Gold, and further back Raja Jazz to second last. And Erin Bank is last of all on the outer track, 900 metres from home. Mr. Travolta got to the lead and led by about 3/4. Love's Choice is second. Manetti is now third. Dantiara fourth. Then came Parak Gold up nice and handy from Finis Gold, followed then by Dangerous Reef around Sus. Nina Haraka saving every inch of ground the inside. Further back then came Ras Brightier, and they were followed by My Eagle. Wider out on the track next was Raja Jazz, and further back then last of all is Erin Bank as they worked down to the 400 150 now. Nina Haraka got a dream run through on the inside when the leader wobbled off the rail, Mr. Travolta, and Nina went through to hit the front. She got a length in front of Mr. Travolta. Down the outside now running on Dantiara. Dangerous Reef is also making good headway, and so is Raja Jazz. But look at Nina go. She's opened up in the last 150. Oh, this is not going to be a win. It's going to be a slaughter. Nina Haraka by 4.5 to 5. Raja Jazz second. Third, Ras Brightier or Erin Bank with over on the inside Dangerous Reef, Manetti, Suss. She's absolutely donkey-licked them. My Eagle was next in, and they were followed further back by Perak Gold. It didn't stay, it seems. Further back behind those then, as they come back into view, we've got My Eagle, Mr. Travolta, Black Glamour, and they were followed then by Love's Choice, who was well back with Dantiara towards the finish, as was Finnish Gold. And what more can you say?
On their way to the gates now for race 7, the ATA Bob Hoisted Handicap, with drawers number 12 Noircia, field of 11 to run. In this blinkers off, number 10 Jumalik, blinkers first time. Here's Jumalik coming up. Cinnamon Cove joins them. Prime Ruler in the blue and white. Indian Blade has the outside gate. Leifer Della Vista away with Indian Blade. They're the last three. Della Vista coming up into the line, and Leifer, Indian Blade will be the last couple. Indian Blade moving up near the outside with Leifer going into a middle gate, and the field looks set. Light flashing away, set to go. Starter has them. Off they go. Jumalik began well with Mighty Way. Now they are going to split here. Suit and Ken Deering are going to be the only two coming down the flat side rail. Out on the grandstand, Indian Blade, Prime Ruler and Cinnamon Cove bounce out in front of Jumalik, who's shot across there to join the leading horses. Mighty Way came across with him. Della Vista in behind them, followed by Loafer. Classic Day Spectrum is one of the last there as they came towards the 600 metres now. And over on the flat, it's Suit leading by a couple of lengths to Ken Deering. On the grandstand side again now, Prime Ruler in the blue blinkers, one of the leaders with Jumalik. Cinnamon Cove out wider is Mighty Way. Della Vista's the deepest runner. Loafer in behind them from Classic Day, followed by Spectrum and Indian Blade, one of the last, while Suit has a good lead of a couple of lengths on Ken Deering on the flat side rail. Out on the grandstand, Jumalik and Della Vista lead. Loafer coming through, and Mighty Way is running on fairly from Classic Day. Jumalik the leader on the outside, Suit is leader on the flat side. Loafer's coming after Jumalik and Suit on the inside. It's Loafer going home the better in the middle. Here's the line. Loafer, I think. Loafer in the middle has won. Jumalik and Suit. There's not much between these two on opposite sides of the track. Ken Deering close up behind Suit on that side. They're followed further back by Mighty Way, Classic Day and Della Vista had to work down the middle of the track. Indian Blade, Prime Ruler stopped after showing a lot of pace, and then Spectrum towards the end and Cinnamon Cove last. Photo. Judge calls for the...
And we're ready for action. Race 7, Rosehill Gardens, the Sir James Star Kingdom Stakes. Has troubled out wide. One of them's got down. It is trying to... It's Dual Photon, by the look of it. The rider's out the back, and the horse has come out only a quarter of the way through the front of the stalls, has got its neck down, almost trying to nibble grass. And the rider on Can Grande has also bailed out. And they've taken Can Grande away from the stall, so Dual Photon obviously caught up there rather badly. The ambulance has been called over here, but the jocks hopefully are okay. Now they've taken Just Like Crystal away from the stalls. They've taken Return to Go out. Dual Photon was between Just Like Crystal and Return to Go. So this horse, Dual Photon, still caught. So there's going to be a delay here. So all right, studios, we've got time to take a break, and I'll call you back as soon as this horse is freed, and a non-runner it will be.
Runners coming into the mounting yard now for the Far Lap Club handicap. This is the Class 6. The weight changes. Number 3 claims 3, 4 claims 1.5, down to 9 claims 3, 14 claims 2, and 16 claims 1/2. Rider for 10, Lord Kingston, is Eddie Wilkinson, and 16 grey older is Mark Goring.
They'll soon be off in the Sir James Star Kingdom Stakes. Late scratching 9, Dual Photon, and they're away. And Padstow was last out, and Can Grande flew out. Leads narrowly from Sonic Switch in third position, settling the New Zealander Sam Bower. Return to Go, getting into a nice posse, followed by a point Sittinghausen, Sovereign State, Bat Wing. And then Just Like Crystal, Padstow, and White Out. And last is Catlin Opening. They work past the 750, and the leader Can Grande, 3/4 Sam Bower. Return to Go's gone up hastily, followed by Sonic Switch, and a point on its inside. 2 lengths to Sittinghausen, Sovereign State, and deeper out next is Bat Wing. And then comes Padstow. Catlin Opening has passed one, and that is Just Like Crystal. Around the corner in the grey, Can Grande the leader, 3/4 Sam Bower. Wider Return to Go at about 2.5, then to a point, followed by Sonic Switch and Bat Wing. Return to Go quickly gave Sam Bower and Can Grande the go-by. And at the 200, the favourite is looking exceptionally good. Return to Go. He's going to make it 3 on the trot. He's 3 lengths a point. Catlin Opening flying with Just Like Crystal, but Return to Go. He wins it brilliantly. 3 in it for minors. Catlin Opening, Just Like Crystal, and a point. Nothing between the trio, followed by Sovereign State, Padstow. Can Grande knocked up, as did Sam Bower. Then Sittinghausen, Sonic Switch, and Batwing with the last pair.
Logo colours into Jazz, but Power of Angels goes to the front now from Glacier Bay and Aviate. And as they move along the far side of the course, the leader is Power of Angels by 2, Glacier Bay, Aviate, followed then by, over on the outside, Imperial Cross. The inside and the Blue Club logo colours was into Jazz, nicely positioned. They were followed further back behind those then by Madonna. Then came behind those in turn High Royale about centre field. Back on the inside was Sky Bow. Next Archer Street, 2 lengths to Cotton Hall, 1.5 Frenzel Rom, followed by Lindbird, and Pro Now was last. They've strung out over a bit of territory as they moved to the 900, where the leader was Power of Angels by a length, Glacier Bay. Another 1.5 away behind those in third position. Down on the inside into Jazz with Aviate poised on its outside fourth. They're 2.5 in front of Madonna, inside of Imperial Cross for the long run in now at the 600 on the outer track. High Royale eases to the outside of Imperial Cross. Madonna goes up on the inside. Skybird working home along the rail from Cotton Hall, Archer Street, followed by Pro Now. Limbird still well back, and 2 or 3 away last of all as Friends are on inside the 400, and Glacier Bay strode to the front. Aviators coming after it, and then High Royale starting to put in her run further back behind the Madonna. Aviate struggling to get to Glacier Bay. High Royale is out wider. Madonna's also chiming in, but it's still Glacier Bay in front. Glacier Bay pulling out plenty. Madonna's getting home late. It'll be too late, and Glacier Bay a half on the line. Madonna Aviate followed then by Interjazz. Cotton Hall ran on with Pro Now. High Royale stopped on the line. Wider out was Lindbergh from well back in the field, and they were followed by Skybow down near the inside. Further back behind those then, at intervals, we've got Imperial Cross, followed then by Archer Street Pro Now, and amongst the last ones in was Power of Angels, who was in a pretty piggy mood in the stalls prior to the jump.
They're on their way to the gates now for the Far Lap Club handicap final event of the afternoon. Withdrawals are 11, 17 and 18. Eddie Wilkinson on number 10, Lord Kingston. Mark Goring on 16, Grey Older, and they're on their way to the stalls. Last due in about 6 minutes.
Go. Starter goes to his platform, all set. Racing now. Away to a good even break too. Over near the inside, perhaps Minichiello, the first to get going from Process and Red Piper. From the outside, Swan Reach is going up towards the lead, being followed over on the inside rail to Lake Meston. Then came Dragon Ball and Firing Line wide on the track as they make the run out of the straight. Heading over towards the 1600, that's the run out of the straight, and Red Piper through on the inside's the leader from Process. Minichiello's a length and a half away in third place. And
ready to break. Up the famous straight 6. Racing now. Be My Dane and Final Wave again pretty smartly. Palisant away next to them okay with Typhoon Barney, Grey Elder. Wilkinson and Desert Mistral show some pace over near the outside. On the other side, Wild Man cut the field off and down to the 1,000 leads from Don't Say Goodbye in the red colours running second, clear of Prince of Rebels and Mazir, and Ultra Smuggers last of the flat division. Out on the grandstand side now, and Typhoon Barney in the centre as a narrow leader. Scenic Gem has gone up to join it. Wilkinson against the outside rail, followed by Endless Power. Be My Dane just in behind them, followed by Final Way, who's close to the middle of the track. Palisant is following it. Grey Elders towards the end, followed by Lord Kingston giving them a long start, and also Desert Mistral. Down on the other side now at the 400 metres on the flat side, Wild Man is the leader with Don't Say Goodbye coming after it, clear of Mazir and Ultra Smoke, Prince of Rebels. On the other side, right across the track they are, Scenic Gem with Desert Mistral coming home very hard. Be My Dane's not in the hunt. Don't Say Goodbye leads on the flat side, has that Division 1. Desert Mistral on the grandstand, they're wide apart. Desert Mistral this side and Don't Say Goodbye. Desert Mistral's going home the better. Desert Mistral wins it from Don't Say Goodbye. I think Scenic Gem will be third. Lord Kingston ran on well. Mazir is on the flat side rail. Just behind those, Be My Dane. Palisant's run a big race, followed by Final Way, Typhoon Barney, Lord Kingston out there from Wilkinson and Grey Elder. Ultra Smug over on the other side of the course with Prince of Rebels and Wild Man, who showed up before weakening. Wilkinson towards the end in company with Grey Elder and Endless Power. Stand by for numbers. Desert Mistral.
The last of the day, the Global Baghead Handicap 1500. I'll soon be off. Triple Crown's drawn the fence. A little bit of shuffling. They're off. Good line. Adam at the end of 100 metres runs to the lead. Fearnor's keen to go faster. He hits the front from Adam. Steel Phoenix in third spot. Arm for Action very wide out early. Followed by Season Star going through a pack, and a length and a half further back is Triple Crown. Followed closely then by, at the head of the others, Tonka and Bintang Utara. 2 to Grey Cedar, and in the middle next is Aquita, 3 deep Freeport, and 4 lengths to Lyrico. Heading down to the first corner at the 1,000. Fearnor the leader now from Adam, a length and a half in it. Season Star gallops to third, and Steel Phoenix fourth. Arm for Action having no luck, then Triple Crown followed by Bintang Utara. A break to Tonka, then Gracida with 3 behind the favourite, Freeport, Zaquita and Lyrico. Down the side they run, 700 to go, and Fearnor makes play. 3/4 to a length, Adam, third Steel Phoenix, then Season Star followed by Arm for Action. A break then to Bintang Utara in the middle. Tonka's wider out, Triple Crown the fence, and then Gracida with 3 behind him, and they are Freeport, Zaquita and Stone Motherless is Lyrico. Around the corner they run in the last, and first for home is Fearnor, a length and a quarter on Adam. Steel Phoenix third, and then Arm for Action on the outside, and looking for the run, Season Star at a gap to Grey Cedar, pulling to the outside from Bintang Utara. Adam and Fearnor taken on by Arm for Action, and Gracida tackling the lot, and Lyrico is coming very, very quickly. Arm for Action hits the front, Gracida and Lyrico flying home on the outside. Lyrico beat Arm for Action and Gracida, and then came Freeport, followed home by Fearnor, and then a break to Adam. Bintang Utara. Further off in the field was, on the outside, Steel Phoenix, Triple Crown, Zaquita, Season Star and Tonka at the tail of the field. Gee, that was a run. 6 Lyrico, $13.20 and $3.40 came down the outside. Leading 2 Arm for Action, a huge run by him under the big weight and the wide run he had to contend with. $2.70, and Gracida's paid $1.70. Lyrico, number 6, Craig Agnew's having a good run, young Craig, at the moment. Picked up a couple of late rides in the last week or so when jockeys were indisposed. He's won on them, and he's always been booked for Lyrico here today. Raced by Mr. John Burrell.
Yeah. Shimaro coming in. 1 to move up. All in. Just the 6 runners. Set to go. All clear given. Off and racing. Winsong Dancer began fast on the inside. Munroville settles at the back of the 6 runners early, with Baccioni taking up the running in the early part and kicked out by a couple of lengths. Running second is Winsong Dancer. Dialyze moving up on the outside, followed by Shimaro. 1 Munroville next to last, and Mad Dancer at the back of the field today is last of all. Baccioni pricks the ears heading out towards the 1,000-metre mark. 1.5 clear. Dialyze is second. Winsong Dancer third the inside. 1.5 Shimaro. Munroville on the inside and a length away to Mad Dancer. To the railway side, Baccioni 1 length in front of Dialyze. Winsong Dancer with lovely cover third the rail. Then Shimaro and Munroville, who's tucked away in an awkward place. Getting onto the heels of 1 in front, they're over racing, and Mad Dancer's gone past her now, so she's back last, the favourite. It's now coming up the side near the 600 metres. Baccioni a length in front of Dialyze, Winsong Dancer. Mad Dancer whips around the outside fast to get a little closer to the leader. Then Shimaro, and Munroville is last coming up towards the home turn at the 400, where Baccioni leads from Dialyze and Mad Dancer. Winsong Dancer back on the inside when they corner from Shimaro. Munroville's getting into the clear, pushing Shimaro out of the way. Baccioni corners in front. Mad Dancer coming after it, and now Munroville starting to really put in down the outside. Baccioni the leader with 150 to go. Munroville, Mad Dancer in the centre coming after it. Baccioni, Mad Dancer, Munroville. It's Mad Dancer putting the nose in front of the middle. Munroville trying to reach her. They come to the line together, a bobbing finish. Mad Dancer and Munroville, there's little between these two, with Baccioni close up on the fence third. They were clear of Winsong Dancer and then Dialyze and Shimaro. Judge will certainly call for a photo in the first.